Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Truth to the Youth, Part 2. I got another video from years ago. That's Part 1. This one, it has to be updated because of, man, just because I talked to a friend of mine yesterday, teenager, who has been going through some things, man. Ups and downs, trials, tribulations, been shot, been in and out of jail, been kicked out of school, been struggling to get jobs and everything. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I feel sorry that you guys are being exposed to so much misinformation and so much BS trying to get you to do dumb things that would wreck your life. And hear me out for a minute. Hear me out. I mean, I love hip-hop and entertainment just like the next man. Actually, I have a love-hate relationship. But you have to realize that a lot of the stupidity that's going on in this music, man, is going to send you down the dead-end path that's going to leave you with not many places to turn except for portions of that lifestyle, which keeps you in the cycle of poverty. I mean, it's just dumb, man. I mean, so they try to pretend to you as if drinking lean is cool, smoking weed, using drugs is cool, even doing cocaine, X, Molly, and all that is cool. Man, let me help you to something, man. First of all, you can see some of the situations that these people end up in. Now, they got a little buffer because they got money. And because at this point, having lived this little lifestyle for so long, they have people following. So it's easier for them to find ways to make money by continuing to do that stuff. That's destroying other youth that will actually listen. Now, hopefully, and if you listen to this video, and especially you got past the first couple of minutes, then you probably have a higher level of awareness. But what is important for you to understand is that it's still easy for you to be influenced to a certain degree because you have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. You know what I mean? And a superconscious mind, which makes it easy for you to gravitate toward what the people around you perceive as being cool. And next thing you know, you're making decisions that's in line with them, not at a conscious level, but at a subconscious level. It's called the herd mentality. And it's important for you to understand that there's so much opportunity out here, because sometimes you might be brought up in a situation where you don't have the motivation, the modeling, the guidance, the training, may not have gotten the skills, you may not have the level of hope that you should, you might not have the belief system that causes you to know that there's so much out here for you. And the reality is that it is. No matter what your background is, no matter where you come from, no matter what your home situation is, these days, man, is so much opportunity out here for you to get ahead. Like, even for the music. And a lot of times you hear these people say that they talk about this stuff and everything because that's what the industry requires. That's, back in the day you can make that argument and you can go back and forth, but by now you guys have seen enough people who just go out there and create a following on their own without labels. And I'm telling you, it's enough youth who are looking for something more positive, something more empowering. They recognize that a lot of that is BS, but the delivery is hot, the beat is hot, the people themselves seem cool. So the stuff that they say can sneak in, and you're still gonna listen to it. I mean, I listen to some of the same stuff I'm complaining about every now and then. The difference is I've been alive long enough, and I've actually gone down some of those paths to realize how dumb it is, and how anti-progress it is, how it leads to nowhere, how you can't plan to have a real life doing none of that stuff. So, you know, you need to take advantage of the tools that's out here. You got the internet, you got technology that you can actually use to get ahead. You know, whatever you're interested in, you could start researching, investigating, and learn what is required in order to make that something that could pay off for you. And you'll hear, look, I wish this was more planned out and organized. There's a lot of information coming to you in a lot of different ways. But there's something else that I wanted to talk to you about, is you're being given the talk about how you're oppressed and people are holding you down, and you know you're a victim and all that. Don't believe it, man. Don't believe it. You know, there's as much opportunity out here for you as for anybody else. Now, is it true that there might be some obstacles? Yeah. Is life unfair? Yes. Are there ways around getting around 99% of that stuff? Yes. So what happens is you have to believe that and understand that, because if you mess around and you become one of these people who feel like a victim, you feel like you can't get ahead, you feel like you're oppressed, well, now where's your hope? You see what I'm saying? So now you do start to do the dumb things and feel like you have to go this certain route and feel like the only way to get ahead is to do stuff illegal, and you got to find shortcuts and you got to find a back door. There are legal back doors. There are alternate ways. In other words, you don't have to depend on getting a job. I mean, you shouldn't, because that's the old days. You don't have to depend on getting a job and holding it for 10, 20, 30 years and retiring. That's not the answer anymore. But just like it's not required to go to school for 4 years or 8 years anymore either. There's other ways around it. What I'm doing with this video right here, I mean, you could do something like that. Again, learn how things work. A mentor of mine, Jim Rome, says, learn how things work. If you want to make money, figure out how things work. So you talking about internet marketing, you talking about social media manager, you talking about mastering Instagram, mastering Facebook marketing, mastering Pinterest and what's the other one? Snapchat and all of that. Snapchat and all of that. You can go up to businesses and they'll pay you $500,000, $1,500 a month to handle their social media. It's as simple as that. So at the same time, you got people talking about going to court and trying to force businesses to pay $15 an hour minimum wage. That's ridiculous, man. Imagine you start your own company, social media manager company or whatever, and you're hiring 3 or 4 people. There are certain people at different levels. Maybe you hire some people who are, the only thing they know how to do is post. You got them working alongside people who know how to do targeting on Facebook, do the marketing and all that. You're not going to pay them the same thing. Now imagine these people that you hire. Only thing they're going to do is post on the page every now and then. Imagine you hiring them at your agency, and they try to take you to court and make you pay them the same things you're paying these other guys that has more skills and does a higher level job. That's ridiculous, man. So what happens is you need to look at the bigger picture of things and figure out what skills you can acquire to make you a higher value to a company. What skills can you learn that enables you to go to a job that pays the wage you want, the salary that you want? If you have a job that anybody can go to and learn in a couple of days, how do you justify getting paid, up here? It's ridiculous, y'all. So you got to think about that. So, more power to the people who can get paid what they get paid. But as far as falling in line of thinking that you are entitled to a certain amount automatically. That's crazy, man. What's it? And if you always wait for a government to do stuff like that for you, you know, meaning you want, since you don't have the skills, don't have the ambition, don't have the drive to go out and acquire the skills, then you're always dependent on somebody else. That ain't no way to live, you know, because you want more than to just get by. You want to excel. You want to reach the top of your game. You want to make the same money that you see these people who some of y'all idolize, but a lot of you look to for as a role model and guidance because they flashing all this money. You want to get that money. You ain't gonna get it being a person who was looking for a government to mandate a $15 an hour minimum wage. You're gonna get it by being the person who is ambitious, who is motivated, who is focused, who is driven, who is disciplined, and will go out there and get the skills that is necessary in order to go to a job that pays that. And now, even if you have a record, I don't care what your background is, this, that, the other, again, you know, times have changed. Just like you can no longer expect to find a job that you will work at for 20 or 30 years, there also is opportunity that didn't exist back then, where just because you have a criminal record or felonies and all of this doesn't mean you can't find a job. You might not find, because there are different types of jobs available now. Like even with the working online type thing, if you don't have transportation, you can get a job. If you got internet access, you can go to odesk.com, again, especially if you learn some of these higher level skills, and if you master stuff like Photoshop or graphic design, stuff like that, you don't even need a car. Talk about a record. So all you need to do is master some of this software and put representations of your work out there. The work speaks for itself. You can get a job. You see, it's only the way of thinking that you need to make sure you have that causes you to not feel like a victim and look for opportunities and create opportunities, and you good, man. You good. So again, I know I'm all over the place with this video, and might be somewhat hard to follow, but watch it again, man. Watch it again, because what I want you to do is to do your own thinking. I want you to, a lot of you have parents, whether it's a single parent or both parents, whether it's the mother or the father. You know, your parents are giving you some nuggets, some good information. They're demonstrating some things that you could use that will help you go down a good path. And they might not always point it out, but you know, a lot of adults, me included, have made some poor decisions, have tried some of the shortcuts, have done some of the crazy things, and that's where a lot of this is coming from, when they try to give you information and suggestions and advice to go down a certain path and to do things a certain way, and they're really looking out for your best interest and trying to help you to get a solid, strong foundation so that you can live the life, basically so you can live the American dream. The only thing I don't agree with is when people talk about trying to have you feel like you are a victim or oppressed. And as far as the other talk about the police, listen, it's important for you not to be scared of the police, and it's important for you not to feel like all the police are out to get you. It's important for you to realize that most police actually are there because they want to help the community. It's not like people try to portray them to be, and it's not like the news stories that you see most commonly. Think about it. The only thing that's gonna make the news is a bad cop. You know, is someone doing something crazy and ridiculous that they shouldn't be doing. Is somebody abusing their authority. And some of those is not the way it's presented. But anyway, that's the stories that's gonna make the headlines. You got millions of police out there, just like I'm a truck driver. You got millions of truck drivers. The one you most likely to see on the news is someone that's done something stupid, that's done killed someone, or had an accident and hurt somebody, or stole a truck, or, you know, something like that. So the same thing with police, man. But you have to be, even though you're a teen, you got to be smart enough to realize that these people that get up there acting like all the police are corrupt and evil and trying to talk about the talk and when you see the police, it's life or death. It ain't like that, man. And if you see the police and you're scared and you go to fidgeting and acting crazy, that's when they're going to start wondering what's wrong with you. Now, they should be getting training to understand that you are going through this, but some of them don't. And I got a video to them about that, but I'm talking to you right now on how to protect yourself. You can't be scared out your mind when you see the police, because then you go to acting crazy and they think you own something or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So just remain calm, act normal, respect authority like you should. Even the elders, you're supposed to respect the authority. The police, they got a job to do. You can make it harder, you can make it more simple. If you just comply with what they say, first of all, like I done told you, don't be doing all this stupid stuff. And even if you do, even if you're guilty of something, still don't act stupid, man. Because then now people are telling you that you're oppressed and you're victimized and racism and crazy and everybody out to get you. Well, if you acting stupid when they stop you, then you just gave them a way to do the stuff that you claim that all I want to do. It ain't like that, man. Just act like, normal people. Use your own mind. Realize that millions of police, if you see 100 of them that did something stupid, that's less than 1%. So, is that reason to be worried? Nah. That's you just have to use your own mind and think about the reality and understand that people exaggerate, people blow things out of proportion. A lot of times people mean well, but like I talked about in the beginning, you have the herd mentality. You got people who are easily misled. Sometimes people don't think, they don't look at the bigger picture. My point in the video is to try to help you to look at the bigger picture so that you're not influenced, like I said, by entertainment and everything, the stupidity in that. But even from some of the other people that mean well, you got to have a more level head about how you absorb the information and process the information and make decisions moving forward, man. Hey, look, remember, y'all, you can be what you can have the American dream. It is available to you regardless of what someone says. There are many more ways to achieve it than there ever has been. I got to go over here and get my clothes. I know they finished washing by now. Think about other people as you move through life and whatnot, and how that affects others. I would have cut this video short a long time ago so someone else could get in the washing machine if it was a lot of people here at the laundromat. But there's no one here. It's like me and 2 other people here. So it's not going to be a problem with the washing machines and everything. And so I took my time with this video. I took more time than I would have if people was waiting. I knew I saw a lot of customers here, and therefore people would be waiting on the machine. So my point there, just a little extra, my point there is because I see that not being done as well. People do things without regard for how it affects other people and everything. And you have to develop yourself to be the type of person who is more considerate and has more empathy in order for you to have a more fulfilling life. Again, when you talk about people who go on trying to tell you to do the drugs and do this, that, the other, these are people who may be doing things just to make money as quick as possible. The easiest way that they believe there is, but with no regard to your well-being. Because it doesn't take a genius to fill out, because you will see somebody say in one sentence, look, I know they listen to me, I know they following me, blah, 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 talk about some of your artists that you love. So therefore, they know the influence that they have. But then we'll turn right around and tell you to do stuff that is destructive. Talk about taking Molly and doing X and all. It's ridiculous, man. So, you have to think for yourself and look at the bigger picture and be empathetic for other people, because when you get to where you're going and as you are on your journey, you don't want to treat people that way. You don't want to try to mislead people. You don't want to think whatever's necessary in order to get it. You want to understand that that's a poverty mentality and that's a destructive mentality. You do much more by, like this video I'm making right now. I'm trying to help you guys go in a better direction. That's now 5 years from now. Just people have watched some of my videos from 5 years ago and 7 years ago and come back and said that I helped them make a better decision and that they got a truck and they got a house, this, that, the other, because of the information that they got and caused them to do things a certain way, whereas before they got the information, their plans was to do something a different way. And you don't know how good that feels, man. But think about the much bigger picture. Say you in your community and you putting out information like that, as opposed to you someone who are ruining the lives of the people in your community. Now, you got one community of people who are empowered and making decisions and are moving up. You got another community where you got a certain number of the population who has ruined their chances of getting a job. They have a record. They haven't progressed. They're going in this cycle. Which community is safer for you to live in? You see what I'm saying? So one of the other things that I like to talk about, I'm rushing now, so you gotta excuse me. So one of the things that I like to talk about is delayed gratification versus immediate gratification. So what I just explained, there might not be immediate gratification for you to make choices when you look at the long-term picture and the bigger picture. Like I said, 5 years ago they saw a video and but now they come back. But hey, man, you got to understand that immediate gratification. So you go out here and rob a bank. If you get away right then, yeah, you might have 30,000 in your pocket. You might have 50,000 right then. But so you came up right then, 50,000. And now what? Your lifestyle is miserable. You got to watch how you spend it. You got to watch where you go. It's crazy. So you done ruined your whole life for immediate gratification. But you also can figure out how to legally get that 50,000. And you don't have to go work at McDonald's for $6, $5, $7 an hour and take 5 years to get that 50,000.
Hey, you can't buy no beer this time in the morning.
And if you do it that way, is he talking to me? No. And if you do it that way, then it's gonna take forever. But if you are more ambitious and focus and you do the research and you plan, you can make it in a year. You can find ways to make it in a year. You know? So look, man, like I said, there's all types of opportunity out here, and I want y'all to just look at what's going on around you, man. Look at technology, how things are evolving. Have an eye open for solving problems and helping other people. And when you do that, you can find opportunity and you can create opportunity. So keep your eyes open, get the skills that's going to empower you for where you think technology and things are going to be in the future. Look at security, internet security, network security. All of these things is going to be powerful as we move forward. Look at database management. You know, all of these things are going to be relevant. Advertising, online advertising. People are going to need these skills. Companies are going to need these skills. So there's all type of opportunity out there, basically unlimited opportunity. Only if you got the right mindset. So I got to go, man, put these clothes in the dryer, cause, oh man, yeah, I do have to get up out of here. I got appointments this evening. All right, y'all, peace.